Hello, everybody. It's Andrew Hutchings here, and I'm not a licensed physician, never giving medical advice, just consolidating medical information, putting it all in one place, along with my opinion. It's educational material. This video is about steroid and testosterone is a steroid, so just steroid dosages and an overlooked side effect of steroids: lack of sleep, disrupting your sleep cycle. So the other day, someone was telling me about how he's having difficulty sleeping on 140 milligrams of testosterone per week, spread out evenly throughout the week in 20 milligram shots per day, first thing in the morning, of testosterone propionate. That's not considered a large dose by anybody, actually, even myself. And I'm on the extreme conservative side when it comes to steroid dosing. But it goes to show that even 140 milligrams, which is not a large dose, but it is a super physiological dose, is still large enough that it can keep you up all night long. I mean, it doesn't keep most people up all night, but I mean, it can keep you up later than you would like to be up and disrupt your sleep when you do finally manage to fall asleep. He is not the first person I've had tell this to me. And it's something I haven't heard other people talk about. I've heard people mention that if you take like half a gram of Tren per week that you might have trouble sleeping, but no one says that if you take a TRT dosage of testosterone that you're not going to be able to sleep at night. But reality is that even 140 milligrams per week is a lot more than you normally have. And steroids, like testosterone, have central nervous system stimulating properties. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this, but they do actually increase dopamine and other neurotransmitters. They are stimulants. They're not quite like meth, they're not quite like amphetamine, but they do have stimulating activity in the central nervous system. And 20 milligrams of testosterone per day, which is test prop, which is actually like 17 or 18 milligrams of actual testosterone, is still like 3 times higher than your natural production of testosterone each day. So it makes sense that when you have triple your amount of normal testosterone, or maybe you were on the low side to begin with, and it is actually quadruple your natural testosterone, that you would have trouble sleeping. So what's the solution? And why don't more people notice it? Well, solution would be lower the dosage. Sadly, if you're already taking it first thing in the morning as test prop, you can't really, you can try to wake up in the middle of the night and take it, but then it's going to kick in and might keep you up. So yeah, first thing in the morning is pretty much the best time of the day you could take it. And if you're spreading it out evenly throughout each day, that's the way that you can get the lowest amount in you each day versus just a big spike that's going to keep you up for 3 days straight. So yeah, you just got to lower the dosage or let your body acclimate to it. And the interesting thing is why we don't hear about this more. And I think that part of it is that people get underdosed steroids or completely fake steroids. But even when they don't, even when they get underdosed or just real properly dosed steroids, I think a lot of people that abuse steroids have been using them so long that they're already acclimated to it, because people do tend to, after like a month, get acclimated to the effects of the 140 milligrams of testosterone, and they're able to sleep even after just like 3 weeks sometimes. But it does take a while. So if you've been abusing steroids, and when I say abusing, I mean like taking like 500 milligrams per week for years, yeah, you're not going to notice the difficulty sleeping. Or there's also another possibility that it is negatively affecting your sleep, but that you are used to the negative effect on your sleep and you overlook it. That's actually how a lot of drug side effects work. You take the drugs and you get the side effects and you notice them, but then you keep taking them, and because it becomes part of your everyday life, your brain kind of filters it out and you stop noticing it. A drug may alter your personality, like trenbolone or methamphetamine or opiates or whatever it is, or alcohol. And you may take that drug one day and be like, whoa, I can't believe how it made me act and feel. But if you keep taking it every single day for a year, you're probably going to get used to it and start thinking that you're completely normal, when in reality, you're actually how you were that very first day you ever tried it, and were like, whoa, I can't believe how much it affected me. So yes, 140 milligrams of testosterone is still a lot, despite not being a large dose. It is still super physiological. It is still very beneficial for athletic and muscle building enhancement. I think it's insane that people would take like a gram or 5 of testosterone per week. I was watching this Eric Kanevsky on YouTube, a prankster comedian, and I was thinking I find some of his videos not the best, but overall I enjoyed watching his channel. I enjoyed hearing about some of the YouTube drama, just because I like getting insight on things and hearing about what goes on behind the scenes on YouTube. But then I saw something where it mentioned that he takes like 5 grams of testosterone per week, and that's like... It's like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I do know what to say. That's insanity. He's lucky he's not dead if it's properly dosed. Even if it's underdosed, I mean, say it's only 50% dose, that's still 2.5 grams per week. I mean, 250 milligrams per week is a lot. 2.5 grams per week is a ton. 5 grams, 5,000 milligrams per week is a rhinoceros dose. I mean, not even a rhinoceros needs that much. An elephant, but who knows, maybe an elephant doesn't even need 5 grams per week. Probably it doesn't. But yeah, I know most people aren't using 5 grams per week, but even using like 500 milligrams per week is a lot. And it's crazy that people think, oh yeah, I'm going to start off with 500 milligrams a test. That's going to be my beginner cycle. It's like, whoa, why don't you try 30 milligrams of Anavar a day first? I mean, that's a pretty good cycle. Obviously, you can't just take that for your whole cycle, because it's going to shut down your natural testosterone production. Your estradiol is going to go down. You're not going to have enough estradiol. Your joints and tendons are going to be hurting, and you're going to be unhealthy, and you don't want that. Typically, you got about 2 weeks that you can take a non-aromatizing steroid before your testosterone is suppressed too much to the point where you get too little estradiol and other estrogens, and you start getting the side effects. So you could take just like Anavar only for like 2 weeks, and then toss in like 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams, maybe 15 milligrams, maybe even 20 milligrams of Dianabol per day. And you may be going, what are you talking about, 5 or 10 milligrams of Dianabol? No, I'm not making a mistake. 5 milligrams of Dianabol is like the equivalent of your natural testosterone per day. 5 milligrams of Dianabol, if you take it before your workout, is going to give you a big boost. 10 milligrams is going to give you a big boost. Bigger than 5, obviously. I mean, I'm not saying 5 is a gigantic dosage, but say it's a pretty short-acting drug, so you probably want to take like 5 milligrams 3 times per day. But I mean, that would be like a nice, solid amount to be on, like 5 milligrams of Dianabol 4 times a day even, and then like 20 to 30 milligrams of Anavar. That would be a pretty solid cycle. I'm not saying it's going to make you into a gorilla, but that's like a legit, solid, performance-enhancing, muscle-building cycle. It's going to allow you to work out really hard pretty much every day, and as long as you eat enough, you'll recover and be able to work out again the next day, and you will put on mass and strength. You don't need 100 milligrams of D-ball per day with 100 milligrams of Anavar and 500 milligrams of Test and 300 milligrams of Tren. Try 15 milligrams. I mean, don't, because I'm not a doctor, so I can't say to actually try this. Like, don't try this. Don't take any drugs. I mean, I'm being honest about that. I say the not a doctor part because I don't want to be in legal trouble. But honestly, don't take any of this stuff. Be healthy. Don't take drugs. But if you're going to, try like 5 milligrams of Dianabol a few times each day with 5 or 10 milligrams of Anavar a few times a day. I mean, I don't know what's up with most people, but these drugs are strong enough that if you take more than like 10 milligrams of Anavar at a time, you might have back pumps or shin pumps bad enough that you can't even work out. I mean, if you take 50 milligrams of Anavar and go to the gym, you're probably gonna have to cut your workout early, like stop early, because it's way too much. Same thing if you took 50 milligrams of D-bol. Imagine taking like 100 milligrams of each. You're gonna get to the gym, you're gonna do one squat and then go, oh my back, so pumped, I can't bend. I mean, that's how my back gets, but not because of the pump, but because I don't squat very often. So when I do squat, since I push really hard, my muscles lock up and then I can't even wash my hands in the sink. But assuming you're not like me and you squat all the time, if you took 50 milligrams of D-bol and 50 milligrams of Anavar, you're gonna have the biggest pumps on earth and not even be able to bend use your body. It's insane how much people take. And I think a lot of it's underdosed, but even with it being underdosed, I think people still take way too much. Yeah, hope you like this video. You can hire me for training advice, coaching, consultations, etc. Same thing with diet and supplements, all sorts of supplements. But you cannot hire me for medical advice because I don't want legal trouble to complicate my life any more than it already is. But you can hire me to consolidate medical information, put it all together, give it to you, explain it to you, make sure you understand it, give you my opinion, make sure that you can make the best, most well-informed decisions about your own health. You can also hire me to tutor you in like chemistry, biology, biochemistry, chemical biology, organic chemistry, any sort of advanced biochemical, biological stuff. You can't hire me to make chemical weapons. That would be illegal too, and I don't want legal trouble. It's pretty easy to make them, or biological weapons, like making coronavirus. Hopefully that doesn't get this video taken down, but I mean, that's a pretty easy way to make a killing. You just make a virus and you make a vaccine and you release it to the world. Or maybe you're just a whack job who wants to kill a bunch of people. You just spend one day in the lab and make a virus and release it on. It's crazy how easy this stuff is, but we don't want people doing that. So if you want to learn how to do this stuff for good reasons, you can hire me to teach you. You can also look at my Instagram, which is natural_true_fitness, and my website is andrewhutchings.org. And yes, I do actually know how to make viruses and make bacteria produce proteins and make antibodies that go to certain tissues and kill them, and the cool stuff. I mean, I like this stuff. That's what interests me. I hope I get to work as a scientist this year in a well-funded lab. Because if you don't have somebody, if you're not working for some company with a lot of funding, you can't do very much cool stuff. But I'm going to be in a pretty poor country, so that probably won't happen, but I'll probably go to medical school, so that'll be nice, but not quite the same. So I'm looking forward to when I can actually work for a pharmaceutical or biotech company. But sadly, or I mean, not sadly, but yeah, life is complicated, so I probably won't get to do that for a while. But I finally have a degree which will allow me to do it, even though I could have done the same. I mean, not quite as good as a year ago, because I'm considerably better this year. I mean, organic chemistry-wise, I'm not that much better than I was like 4 years ago, but in terms of chemical biology and stuff, I'm certainly a lot better than I was 4 years ago. And I find that stuff a lot more interesting than just straight-up organic chemistry. So, like the video, leave a comment, hit a subscribe. Probably it's over here because it reverses the image. And check out my other videos. I got like 280 by now, 300, I don't know. And use the search bar to search keywords or just scroll through there. I've also got relationship videos and other videos, but mostly fitness and fitness related stuff.